Good morning, beautiful family in the light. So much love and blessings to all of you. It is such a spectacular day here in Washington, D.C. before it gets cold over the next couple of days. And I just really felt guided from the post that I made earlier today regarding this old programming that we're dissolving. We'll really get into it a little bit more because it is about right now that this specific timeline in October with this blasting of the plasma rays is really assisting the deepest level of ancestral cleansing. Some of us are fully aware of the ancestral programming and some of us are not. Some of these ancestral programming, you have to realize, are coming from the soul agreements from lifetime and lifetime and lifetime that we have come back together in different embodiment to fulfill these agreements. And until we free ourselves from the old program, we're going to continue to go through the cycle. But once we become aware of it, then we can really dive deep into it and dissolve the program. So for example, one of the programs that has been very active in me is been the last couple of weeks has been heavy duty. I've been diving so deep in this space, and of course that's why I've been creating, because it's coming in. Divine's holy will in the blue flame of the diamond ray is coming in to support me. The triple flame of the Godhead through the I Am presence, through its blue flame of the will, the yellow flame of the illumination, the pink flame of its light is helping support to be able to finally cut this ancestral old program. And for me has been this one specific area that I witnessed it in my mother, I witnessed it in my grandmother, I witnessed it in my aunts, and it's been coming particularly through this Middle East portal that has been so ingrained in my consciousness and subconsciousness, and it's only brought suffering to me. And that suffering is because I had bought also into this program, and this program that has played quite a while, has run in my life. So I got to a place where I got so tired of it, and because I can see it is not the resonance in my heart, it is not my truth, and I've been outspoken about it. No, this is not my truth. I don't accept this as my reality. And then I'm put in a position, interestingly enough, with Michael, where there is a program that has run in his ancestral that ties into this. So we both have to dissolve this in ourselves. Mine is a different program than Michael's, but it just so happened the way they fit together, we both have to dissolve it to free ourselves. So for me has been finding the courage, finding the strength to really communicate it boldly in its fullness, so that Michael can hear it in his program that's been running, that has also contributed to this one specific area that has brought a lot of hurt and ache. And in order for us to really move forward, we both have to truly dissolve this. And it only creates hurt within ourselves, it creates hurt within family, because it continues in this form, and this form is calling it out to be liberated from it, to be separated from it, to allow the action of the violet flame to transmute it, because it is an illusion. It is an illusion. And the specific program for me has been the consciousness that woman must have a man to be somebody. To me, it's cracked, because I don't buy into that program at all. And I've demonstrated that. Yet, however, there's a consciousness in there that goes so deep into it, and I just don't buy into that. Yet I'm aware of certain aspects that is running on this program, and until you become very aware, you're not fully conscious that that's the program underneath is running. So the way we dissolve this program, we call in the higher flame, the ascension flame, the purification flame, which is the white flame, also the violet flame. Once we know what the program is, then we call it in to start dissolving it, transmuting it, transcending it through this ascension flame. That's what the ascension flames are for, by pulling it into our 12 chakras and allowing it to vibrate through us and wash it out as we say certain decrees to help like really dismantle it. And of course, one of the decrees for me that has worked quite a bit with Saint Germain is the I am the being of violet fire. I am the purity God desires. That's one of the one that really helps me. And the other one has been the shortest one, not my will, not my will, not my will, let thy be done. Let thine be done is the pulling of, instead of the human will, God's will. That's in the blue flame, to help really pull it in so I can find the strength in my solar plexus, in my divine flame, so that this can help support it, and then pulling the purification ray in. So there are several rays of this, and I've helped in the ascension guiding with some of the individuals that reach out to help them really move and navigate through this. And because when I go through it, I see how it works and how it can support another. That's how I can assist it. So these past couple of weeks has been really deep in this place, because we have the desire and want to be the greatest version of ourselves. So we create the environment for it, just like I shared in the post. We create the environment, which is very important, yet putting it into action is a whole different thing. Putting into action, that means you have to get uncomfortable. You have to move into that discomfort where you just like for me, I was like, I don't buy into this. No, I will not accept this as my reality. This doesn't feel right to me. This doesn't feel aligned in my heart. And dare to stand by that, dare to voice that truth, dare to really embrace that deep truth inside, and then be able to, but you have to get uncomfortable. You got to be uncomfortable enough to stand up to it. And when you do that, then you're able to come in this place of liberation and peace by being able to, as a result of transmuting it. And transmuting it, that means you surrender to it, you let go of it, you do not accept it, you call in the decree. You probably will have lots of tears around it like I have, and just letting it shed and shed. So you feel the lightness, and that's that rise that is rising from your ashes into that phoenix, because you've gained your wing. You feel the liberation. But until you do that, and most people want to do it through their comfort zone, most people want to go through step by step, baby step, and with some of this, with all the respect, you have to jump. There's no baby step, because it is uncomfortable. It is dark. It does feel like crap. It doesn't feel good. And that's the energy that's been continuously hovering. So you do all kinds of things to try to take care of the surface, but deep within is what is running. So once you delete that program, then it's not running in the background anymore, and you can feel your self-liberation and you are liberated because you fully welcome in your divine truth and no more. And then you get to observe it on the outside. Okay, this was mom's program, this was grandma's program, this was my aunt's program. That's not my program. Thank you so much. I don't buy into that. I don't live by that. I don't support that, and I do not consent to that. I choose this because this is in vibration harmony with my soul essence, with my soul signature, with my mighty I am presence in my holy Christ itself, in these embodiments. So I'm in peace with it. And that's that war that we are ending within ourselves, which represents then on the collective ending that war. So the ancestral program cleansing is a huge part of this 1010 gateway in the month of October, because we can't take it into the 1111 gateway. It's just, we cannot. So you have to get uncomfortable. You got to get dirty. You got to get muddy. You got to get deep into the earth. You got to dig in there. And it's in the fall energy. You got to go deep and really deep into your core to be able to say no. Your ability to be able to say no and firms your divine sacred feminine, firms your divine sacred masculine in your unity, and you rise. That's the rise. That is an ascension in action. And that is what you are literally stepping on your limited part that has ran this program from its comfort zone. And when you recognize that you no longer can support it because it's not in your truth. So it's been a very interesting, very difficult 10 days to almost 2 weeks. Michael and I have had to navigate through this, and layer by layer, and the paintings really represent that. That's why they're very powerful transmissions. As I've been pulling it in, it's forced me to see the area inside of me that has brought my own suffering, which ties into the part that is Michael's ancestry that clicks into this, that's contributed. So in order for both of us to be liberated from her, we must dissolve the program inside. So I went into this dissolving, so it's Michael's turn to dissolve it if he chooses. If he doesn't choose, that's also fine. I just know I have to move forward. Like I that's no longer in resonance in this octave of light with my truth, and all we have at the end of the day is us as a sovereign divine being. Our divine sovereignty is gained through our mastery of being able to say no, so that we can say yes to the eternal flame. This eternal flame of light is the truth in its full spectrum of what we are, with its all virtues of divine quality. So if we wanted to stream through these, then create these ancestral programs, create blockages in us, and these blockages do not allow the fullness of the radiance of these spectrums of light that are here on earth to deliver the golden era. So we must visit these. We have to dissolve them because it is come from lifetimes and lifetimes. And here we are with the family members again. And these family members, this is the part of it, because we at the same time we're simultaneously being supported by our spiritual family, our soul family, yet these are the earth family that is part of the lineage of the ancestors, that there's a part in them that is part of our ascension. We can run away from it as much as we want, but until we face it, until we heart it, until we get uncomfortable, until we get dirty, until we go through it, we can't dissolve the program out of us, and it's our responsibility to dissolve it. You cannot give this job to others. There are a lot of, for example, individuals that go in and want to do the program for you. That's fine. I just feel you're not going to get the full resurrection of your I am presence flame in your rise completely without you doing it. Now, if you are, let's say, completely not capable of, then through the higher soul agreement, that can be done. But if you are functioning well, then you're fully capable of gaining your own divine empowerment and go through this. And too many times we give the power to outside to do it for us. You can still seek, like let's say an ascension guide like me, when I walk through it, I know how to navigate it. I will hold that space, I'll walk you through it, but you still are the one who has to do it, because your liberation of gaining your wings as a rising phoenix comes from your own victory of your I am. That victorious presence comes from you putting it into action, you going in there, not me doing it for you. So there's that part that's also dissolving the savior mentality. That has to dissolve. You are your own savior, because the eternal flame of the mighty I am presence already is you. You're fully capable of, and it's time to embrace what your divine nature, through the sparkling of this illumination flame that you already are, and all the goods that you came with in this plane, be put into action, be put into celebration, be put into motion, so that you can rise from your ashes and you can be the liberated soul and the embodiment to help assist, support others through that tunnel that you walked, in your walk, in your action, in your embodiment, not in your talk. So I really felt to share this with you. Hopefully it resonates, and if it doesn't, that's okay, toss it out. I'm only here to share my truth, what comes in, and the walk that I am willing to take, go to the depth of places that most people are unwilling. But when I go through it, I assist in the communication so that you can find the strength to also go through it. Much love and blessings. Love you all so much. Have a magnificent day.